I hope you're ready.
This is Unbridled Thoughts.
We want to hear what you have to say.
Welcome back to Unbridled Thoughts. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Ren. You better grab the mane because there's no reins in Unbridled Thoughts.
Woo! So we spent a weekend apart. We spent 2 weekends together and a weekend apart.
I don't know how we survived it, but we did it. We did it. But we've both just been so busy.
We have been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have been. So which weekend do we want to talk about first? Do you want to talk about our weekends apart? Or do we want to go backwards?
We can. Well, why don't we start with, do you want to start with Nashville?
I kind of don't know if I want to go out of order like that. I think it might hurt my brain.
Let's go backwards then. We'll go back in time. Okay.
So tell me about your weekend.
Okay, so this past
Plus, I'm
weekend,
excited to hear your story that you've been holding out on.
Oh, I can't wait. You're about to jump in on it, like, for real. I know the engines are going to start revving. All right, so this past weekend, we went to a convention called Scaradise.
Uh-huh.
It used to be called Spookala, and they had to change their name, but I honestly think it was the best thing they could have done.
Really?
Because Scaradise is such a cool name, and it used to be in Ocala, Florida, but now it's not anymore. So that was kind of confusing.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were kind of pushed into a rebrand, and I really just think it was the best thing they could have done.
Yeah, Scaradise is cute.
I know, isn't that cute?
It is cute.
They redid all their branding and their T-shirts and everything, so it looks so cute. And we took Tessa.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Tessa.
She got to meet the love of her life, and that's what I'm really excited about.
Yes.
And then I tried to ask her about it, and she was just very like, he was sweet.
Oh, Tessa doesn't kiss and tell.
I was like, okay, nothing more, huh?
But no, she got to meet Skeet Ulrich from Scream and a bunch of other movies. That is like one of her big crushes. Mm-hmm. So she got to meet him, and he was there. So we were in line for him, and she was just so excited the whole time.
Yeah.
And like her whole face lit up when she got to meet him.
Yeah.
And he was like a super nice guy.
Yeah.
Super sweet, super kind.
Yeah.
He took his time with each person.
Nice.
He didn't rush. So if you're thinking about seeing him at a convention, him or Matthew Lillard, they really take their time with their fans.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I do love that.
But she was so excited. She got a little autograph. She got her photo with him. So we'll have to share that on the page.
How old are those guys, I wonder?
They gotta be at least in there.
Probably my age, I'd assume.
Yeah.
50-ish, I'd
Yeah,
assume.
probably 50.
You'd assume? Because I was trying to think. I was like 16 when those movies came out. So they were young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's pretty cool that they're still down to earth.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
And we saw the new Scream movie. It is so good.
It was good.
Yeah.
A little too gory for my liking.
Yeah.
Unnecessary gore. But I love the fact that they had a ton of jump scares.
Yes.
If I go see anything scary, I'm only there for like the psychological thriller of it and the jump scares.
Yes.
And I felt like they had both of that. So
they did.
They did good.
We were kept guessing the whole time. But I didn't disagree with you. Remember that first scene? I was like, oh, well, that was a little bit much. And I'm a huge horror fan. I was like, that was a little unnecessary. But it was, I mean, I was like, it could have just been that, and that would have been good. But I guess you have to have like the thrill and the
I guess. But I mean, but for somebody like me, like I used to have to watch all the Halloween movies with my ex, and I wasn't like for them or against them. You know what I was like? But after that the one that I think Chris debuted in, it was so gory, and it was unnecessary gore. I was just like, I'm out. No more. No more Halloween for me.
Halloween star Christie's. You go to the bar scene. Which one are you?
Halloween Ends.
Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
If you go to the bar scene, fast forward to the bar scene, and you look and see all the people dancing, you'll see Chris really tall in the back, kind of in a shadow area, and he's got this little cheetah print pimp hat on, and it's pretty awesome. They pulled him. He went to audition, and they pulled him, and they were like, we like your look, and he was going to drive all the way back home from Savannah that day. And I said, they said they liked your look? And he goes, yeah. And I said, you need to stay the night.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to pay for a hotel room. I'm like, you might want to pay for a hotel room. He's like, Group A's got to be there at 7 in the morning. I'm in Group B or whatever it was. And I'll be fine. I'm just going to drive back the next day. I was like, okay. And so he drove home. Thank God he saw the text in time. They were like, hey, we liked your look. you're in Group A, and you have to show up at like 7 o'clock in the morning,
6.
6 o'clock in the morning. So to drive back from Warner Robins to Savannah, they storyboarded his costume, and gave him the most. I wish he could have kept it, but it looked like if who's Tony the Tiger.
Yeah.
It looks like if Tony the Tiger became like a human being and was like total like just pimp badass for like 24 hours.
We'll put a picture of the
So you'll see this like hat with a little brim. That's pretty cool.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Just a
That's
little head bob
hilarious.
and M&M. And then we got to meet Spencer Charnas from Ice Nine Kills.
Uh-huh.
You know, that's one of my favorite bands.
Yes.
Love him. They have a new single out for Scream that they did with, it's him and
McKenna Grace.
Mm-hmm.
She was one of the girls from the new Ghostbusters movies.
Oh.
She's in Scream too. Scream 7.
Oh yeah, she's the one that. Well, I can't give anything
Yes,
away,
well,
but she's the blonde best friend.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Actor.
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
did a song.
She sings too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
She's a good singer.
Is she really?
That was news to me, but
Yeah.
So we probably heard that song.
it was at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm. In
Did you know it
credits.
was them?
Yeah.
Oh.
I had kind of a heads up because I watched it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
It was really good. It's a very melodic song that gets stuck in your head really easy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I got to meet Lucas Gage, who I love. He's been around. He's been an actor for a while now. You might know him as Patrick in Companion, that movie Companion that came out about a year or two ago. And he was Dylan in White Lotus, and he was in Euphoria.
Mm.
But I discovered him when I watched The Dead Boy Detectives, and he played the Cat King, and I love that character. So I got to meet him. He was a total sweetheart.
Aw.
So shout out to Lucas. Love his acting. So that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really amazing person.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'll shout out to him, and I'll put a little photo of him that I got to take. That's great.
So tell me about this hotel drama.
Okay.
We have our own hotel drama that we'll tell at the end of the night, or at the end of our countdown.
We'll tell the good, the bad, and the ugly. So when we were going to book this trip, Chris for Scaradise, Chris went to go book the hotel room on Priceline.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. So he kept looking for places, was having a hard time finding a place. Does this sound familiar?
Yeah.
And then
Very familiar.
it turned out, I guess, he ended up booking a place. We drive out there. We had to wait for Tessa to get into town from Savannah. We had to wait for Chris and I to get off work. And we drove out there. We get to the hotel finally. We go to check in. And we had kept kind of hearing there was a lot of stuff going on that weekend. So we get to the hotel that we booked on Priceline. And there is, God bless, this one young lady that's working there that is just like exhausted.
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of people in the lobby all waiting to check in. And what was going on, we found out through just murmuring with people that were like in the lobby, was that she was there by herself. I guess it was a really, really busy weekend, and the cleaning crew were literally like, peace out, this is too much. So what she was doing is she was going to check someone in, going by herself to go clean the room for that person, coming in and checking them back in.
Oh my gosh.
And we were like, oh my gosh. So once
What hotel was this?
Do you remember?
Extended stay.
Extended stay. I know.
Was that all you can find, I assume?
It was so expensive. Everything was like
Everything was very
over $200. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
I would have paid the extra money.
Yeah, I know. I was there too. So,
It's better.
I mean, there's times I've gone to Jacksonville and they've had things going on. I mean, it just, most times I can land a hotel for like $100, $120, no big deal. But there have been times I've gone and paid $250 a night and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't care.
yeah. Well, and that's
I'm not
why
playing those games anymore.
that's why I love, like, I know it's a mixed bag, but I love like just renting somebody else's property because
Yeah.
then you can be able to relax and everything. But they were all booked up. Everything was booked. So we found out later it was bike week. It was something going on with sports, like
Spring training.
yeah, spring training. Then it was also spring break for 3 surrounding states.
It's that spring training.
Yeah.
That's what is getting you because you're thinking, every baseball dude is there, plus his family.
And dudette, yeah.
Plus their extended family, because a lot of times it's like, young guys right out of college who've just been drafted to these teams, So that's what you guys were.
Yeah. So that was pretty crazy.
That was a crazy one.
Oh, it gets better.
Yeah?
Oh, keep going.
Okay.
I love how it gets better. Oh, yeah? Tell me more. No, you were there. Tell the story.
So, we work with people for a living. And I think when you work with people one-on-one, you just have a heightened sense of just an awareness of people's stories and kind of what they go through every day. So she's really just trying to hold it all together. And this manager came in and had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
And saw everyone kind of standing there. And he walks to the back. He's like, what's going on? He wasn't yelling at her. He's like, why is there so many people here? And so she tried to explain everything to him. And he was just like, and he wasn't really helping. But he was kind of like just trying to figure it out. So they finally got to a place where they had to make an announcement and say, listen, if you book through a third party, we can't see you. You're just going to have to find something else. And we're like, oh my God. So we get in the car, we start like looking.
It's like midnight.
Yeah. There was like no room in the inn, literally. I was like praying, like, please help us find a place to stay, And we end up calling, trying to book all these places. Priceline kept saying, or other websites would say, there's availability here.
Booked another one.
And we booked another one.
Mm-hmm.
Get there. They're fully booked too. They can't see us either. So finally, I just start calling hotels, and I lucked out and got, I guess it's like a answering service that answers for hotels, and ended up talking to this one guy who was so sweet.
Yeah.
I could tell he was like from New York, I think.
Yeah.
And he was like, I think he worked from home because he was super chill about it.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, what's going on? And I was like, well, this is where we're at. He's like, okay, let me look. He goes, okay, I see here. This has got booked. Okay, I look here. This has got a room available. Oh, this is booked too. Like, he was like such a dad. It was very sweet. He goes, okay, I got something here for you. I got one place. Not the price I would pay for it, but it is available. And there's, it'll sleep 3. He's like, so if you want that, we can do that. That's up to you. And I was like, book it. So we just booked it, and we just sucked it up and stayed there.
Was it nice or no?
No. Not at all.
Extended stay.
Another extended stay.
Yeah, it was another extended stay. But that was all we could find,
Yeah.
But
yeah.
no, it is. But
Yeah.
we get there. I now already have an awareness of the situation. And we get there, and there's, again, a couple people in the lobby. But I booked this on the phone, so I'm good to go. And I have a confirmation number and everything. And I walk up to the front, and there's no one there. I'm like, oh, please, God, please, let there be somebody here. This lady walks out of the door that's back behind the front desk, and I swear to God, it looked like she had just survived, like crawling out of the pit of hell. God bless her. Like, and she came out. And
That's what I look like every morning.
Good morning. She came out, and she's like, I'm so sorry. I had a day. I don't know what's happening. I don't think she'd slept in like 2 days because it's been so crazy.
That's crazy.
And I don't think hotels really understood what all was happening this weekend, because you got to think the convention was on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So she literally had been there, I kid you not, probably almost 48 hours with no sleep. I think she just went to the back just like get a little nap.
Yeah.
And so she was just her true self, and I was like, do it, girl.
Yeah.
She was just like typing, I don't know what's happening. I've been here all day. I can't get a break.
Aww.
And I was like, I'm so sorry, honey. I said, I know. And I said, I really appreciate you. And like the only cash I had in my wallet was like a $5 bill. And so at this point, I think it was like 3 a.m. we'd finally
No,
done.
not quite. It was getting close to 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock in the morning. And so we get done, and I just handed her a $5 bill. And I said, I wish I had more, but I said, I'm buying her a cup of coffee this morning. I'm getting your first cup of coffee for this morning. And so she was so sweet and so helpful.
Yeah.
I mean, considering what all she'd been through, so.
That's crazy. It's making me think maybe we shouldn't go through these third parties anymore. And maybe, I have Hilton Rewards.
Yeah.
We should just do Hilton Rewards and just pay the price.
I know. I've thought about getting like a credit card with like like a Bonvoy credit card because I love Kistler properties. I just love Mr. Kistler's properties, and I have like an affinity for those. So I would love to like go. That's kind of like something I would love to do, is at least go inside of each one all over the world.
Right. Yeah. We might. Oh, I wonder, can you become a Bonvoy member or something?
Maybe. Let's check it out.
Just like I'm a Hilton member, and
Bonvoy?
then Bonvoy.
Yeah.
And we did. Oh, I do have the Uggs on again today. Imagine that. I haven't worn them in like 2 weeks.
But other than
It's
that,
been warm.
yes.
But then it cooled back down.
But other than that, the weekend was great. So that was the one holdout. But we get to the convention and it was amazing as always.
Yeah.
So we love it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Met some
That's
cool people, cool vendors.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that is crazy that it's so similar to our Florida story,
I know.
which we will tell in a little bit.
Yes.
But the weekend before that, my weekend, what did I do? Nothing in front. Well, I did a lot of things. I worked, of course, and then I actually took my time yesterday to catch up on things that I need to get caught up on. Like, I blew out the chicken shed, so if I sound a little hoarse, that's the reason why.
In my imagination, it was so funny. You stop right there. You're like, I blew out the chicken. There was no follow-up word. I knew what you were about to say, but I was
Chicken shed.
the old monthly chicken blowout.
That's what it kind of feels like, because I go in and I change out their nesting boxes and I clean them all out, and clean up all their stuff, because they just poop everywhere. And came across like a few like rotten eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're so disgusting, and you never know they're rotten. Like, when I come across them, I'm like, I'll just toss them. And then I'm like, they explode.
What? Like, is it?
Yeah, when you toss them and they hit the ground, they like,
Whoa.
they just like disintegrate. It's crazy, but then they stink. I never knew this, but the new, like, the nesting boxes, it will like kind of, some of them will hide. So if I'm not very intentional and look underneath the, little grass I have for them.
Yeah. Do they get excited when you clean out their cage? Like, do they like it? Or they get like, get out of here?
Yeah, chickens are very territorial.
Okay.
So especially when you're working with anything in their nesting box, they're just like, why are you here?
Yeah.
That's mine. What do you think? You're in my territory. They get like very curious, and they get like, they like growl at you. They have their little sounds that they make at you. So they get very, yeah.
But I didn't like it once it's clean, though. They do like a little...
those little heifers like it when it's clean. That's what I always tell them. I'm like, I'm doing you a favor and you're going to thank me. I promise.
Listen here, chicken.
As they're like squawking at you, like, "Wah! Like, leave me alone." They'll come and like attack my feet sometimes. They're like, leave our area alone. We like our poop.
And our rotten eggs.
And our rotten eggs. So I did that, and I like started cleaning out. Jordan wants to get into deer hunting.
Okay, cool.
And he wants to put in a freezer at my place, so I'm going to have to put it out in the shed. And so I've been trying to get all of that cleaned out. It used to be organized, but last year, while I was gallivanting all over the world with you guys, I had Jules move in, and then Jordan move in. So it's just like everything just got like helter-skelter and out of control. And I've been like slowly but surely trying to like catch up with everything. So I'm trying to get that all caught up, get it cleaned up, get it organized. If I can get organized again, because I was organized and now I'm not, I could like have the things that I need to do my other projects with, which is like really big for me this year. I want to get some of these things done. But that's all I did.
That sounds awesome.
Juice my celery, because it's celery juicing time.
Clean my chicken and juice my celery. I think it's going to be nice.
I live such an exciting life out of my little mini farm.
I think it's going to be, I know it feels so good to get those things done.
It does.
Like when you have stuff that you've had like on your list since the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And you finally get them done. And
My to-do list is so huge, it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
It like makes me seriously like anxiety ridden. So I'm like, this year I'm like, I got to get some things knocked off. So we have less stress. Because we're working on that. That's our big tell. We'll get to that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
So, but the weekend before that, we went to Nashville.
Yes, it was your Christmas present.
It was my Christmas present. Yes. As much as you're in love with like everybody else in the world, I really only love a few people, and Bunnie XO is one of them.
Yes.
And you guys were so sweet to gift me tickets to her book signing, which we got the free book, or the book that comes with it, I guess you can say, that she signs. And yeah, it was so fun.
That was
She's so
exciting.
beautiful, like in person,
Oh yeah.
pictures, everything. She's just so gorgeous.
She was like, just like stunning,
Yeah.
and like just like real ethereal and very present all the time, very present. And that was so sweet because I remember you had said it in passing that she had mentioned on her show, you know, what would y'all think? What would y'all think if I did a Nashville show? And you just kind of said it in passing. So me and Chris were like, hey, we gotta keep an eye on this. And Chris was like, oh, you know I am. So that worked out great.
Yeah, that was super cute.
And
yeah.
so,
And Tammy came out.
yeah, well, that's what was so crazy is on the way up there, it was, you know, we call it the Seren Magic. When Sarah and I are together, we set a lot of goals together.
Yeah.
We actually meet once a month and just set goals together. And I've never really had a friendship like that before where we set goals and achieve goals together. So what ends up happening is we're together, the energy kind of comes together, and we just stuff just either falls in front of us that we visualized or wanted to
Crazy
see.
things happen for us.
It's amazing, like Manifestation City.
Yeah.
So on the way up there, we were watching some, I don't know if y'all know Chelsea Lynn or Tammy.
Trailer Trash Tammy.
Trailer Trash Tammy.
Yeah,
and
I love her.
Showing them one of her videos. And so when we get there at the show, where the lights go down, and then all of a sudden, out comes Tammy, and we were screaming. We were like,
I screamed. I don't think I've ever screamed so hard for somebody in my life. I mean, mainly it was like the excitement of she was actually there. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then she's just hilarious. I love her so much. Like, I want to be her best friend, kind of.
Yes. And then on the way up there, we ended up stopping at In-N-Out because we found out that they had one on the way in Tennessee, and we're both California girls, so we're like, we gotta stop at In-N-Out.
Yes. Oh, it was so good too. Yeah. When they have the distribution center really close, like they do to that one, it's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all know I refuse to eat In-N-Out in Vegas. I just will not do it. It's just too far from the distribution center, and I can taste the difference. It just tastes like a regular burger to me. But I always hit up my California one because it's bomb.com again.
And that Tennessee one, they were booked, blessed, and happy to be there. I know. Everyone that was working there, I think they had like at least 15 people in the kitchen. Then that's not understatement.
No, there was more than that.
Yeah. Half for the drive-through, half for like dining.
Well, there was the cooking. You know what I mean? I mean, they have a dedicated person just slamming potatoes down.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all he does, literally, is just...
You got that one muscly on.
I wonder if they switch arms.
I would think so. I hope so. It'd be kind of wild.
I hope they switch arms.
And then we ate there, and then headed and hit the Strip before the show.
A little bit, yeah.
Nashville.
Yeah, a little bit.
And we ended up stopping at Jelly Rolls. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Jelly Rolls?
it's called Goodnight Nashville.
Good Night Nashville.
Yeah.
And while we were there, we were just kind of chit-chatting, and we ended up in the elevator with someone who worked there, this really, really beautiful lady that worked there. And we're going up the elevator, and she's like, oh, are you guys here for the after party?
Yeah.
And we're like, the after party? And she's like, yeah, the after party for Bunnie XO's after party. And we're like, we're here for that show. And she's like, that show's tonight? I go, yes. And we were like so excited. And we had no idea about the after party. So that worked out great.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Went there. Did we do anything else before?
I don't
No.
think so.
The show started at 8, so we had to get over there.
Over to TPAC.
Yeah,
Tennessee
yeah,
Performing
yeah.
Arts Center.
Yeah.
Which was a beautiful theater. I guess a lot of stuff has happened there. Then Tammy happened. Which was awesome because she kept having this running bit where it's okay if I talk about that. Okay.
Yeah, because I guess it's done, so I guess everybody,
She had this running bit where she came out with like this old Amazon box, and she was like, okay, y'all, this is what we're going to do.
I have a game.
We got a game we're going to play. He's like, y'all got to take off your shirt and your bra, and we're going to put this Amazon box in front of you with it closed. And we'll put blindfolds on, and you open it. We try to guess whose titties these are. And we were like dying. And it was a classy show, too. That's what made it even funnier. I love her so much.
Oh my gosh, I love the things that come out of her mouth. But she's so authentic. Bunnie is so authentic. You know what I mean? They're just like two like really authentic. They're not trying to be somebody that they're not. And I think that's why people like them so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. I am drawn to authentic people.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And then they had Winona Judd.
Y'all, we lost it. Sarah was like, I'm going to lose my voice tomorrow. And you almost did. Like, we were like,
I did lose my voice.
That's like royalty right there.
I know.
And that was like such an intimate one-on-one interview with her. And
Yeah, it was so sweet. I loved it.
she's got a book coming out too.
Yeah, that's what she was saying. And I think a new album.
Yeah, new album.
Yeah.
And then she shared a lot of cool stuff. Like, I didn't know that she was the one that did her mom's hair before all of her shows.
At one point in high school, I studied music history and I had read that, but I didn't, it's not like it's different when it comes from somebody's mouth.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
it sticks in with you a little bit better.
Yes.
Yeah, she's awesome. She was really awesome.
And she just told like a lot of cool stories about being in the biz and people she's worked with. And then, Shinedown performed.
And we got a picture. Chris and I got a picture with him.
Yes.
Yep.
So
When we had lost Ren.
I know, I ran
We're
off.
like, where's Ren?
I saw a squirrel.
2 blocks ahead.
Yeah. I saw a squirrel somewhere and ran off. And then out comes one of the guys from Shinedown and they're like, click, and they got a selfie. So we'll share that too. But they're just the sweetest.
Yeah, super sweet. I think he thought we were like following him or something like that because we kind of all happened to be going the same direction.
Yeah.
And he kept like at one point he was kind of getting nervous. He kept like looking back like what's going on with these people because we followed him a good bit, you know.
Oh, wild.
It's like we're not chasing you, I promise. I don't care that you're staying at that hotel, but now I know which hotel you're staying at.
Putting it in the mental bank for later.
Yeah.
Room service.
Yeah.
We're just kidding. We won't do that.
Yeah, and Jelly came out,
Jelly
and their
came
daughter
out.
came out, and Jelly got to sing. He had never got to sing there, so he got to sing and perform. And I thought it was like so funny though. I was like singing that Wild One, and that chick went finally like just like.
She's like, who sings this song again? Let's keep it that way. Well, the girl next to me was singing, and she had I wish I would have remembered her name. She had an incredible voice. I was like, God, you got the most beautiful voice.
Yeah.
She was so sweet. Everyone, other than that one incident, everyone that was there was just so
They were all
happy to be
singing and
there.
happy to be there, and
so sweet.
it was cute.
And so happy to be there. And then we headed to the after party.
Yeah. Stood there, tried to break up a marriage. You know how I roll.
No, you weren't trying to break up a marriage. You were just having a casual conversation with someone, and I think it just got
You
taken.
gotta elaborate a little bit now.
Well, it was interesting to me because we got squished, it was like nightclub style. And so we got squished up into this group, and they were like a little trio too, it was the man, the wife, our girlfriend, whatever, and her friend. And then same thing with us. And you were talking to him about the podcast, and he was telling us about like, oh, you need to interview so-and-so, yada, yada, yada. You guys were having
Yeah, they were all great. We had a great banter.
So then we went and I met him, and then it was fine. We were just like chilling next to each other, and then him and I kind of started bonding because we realized he was from California and I was from California. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're from California. And he was asking me about things, like he's from Riverside. I was from Tehachapi. But like my main haunts, if I was to go to a big city, would be either Lancaster, which I would assume he would have known more about because Riverside is like semi-close to Lancaster, But he was like talking about Bakersfield.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do you know all these things about Bakersfield? And he's like, oh, I was a rodeo guy. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. You look like a rodeo guy, just like making casual conversation. His girl spun around so fast. I was like, I forget that like rodeo guys get hit on a lot. Like, you know what I mean? They have like
Yeah.
their own little like, they call them belt bunnies.
Yeah.
I think is what they're
it's
called.
like a ring rat
Yeah,
kind of thing?
kinda,
Okay.
yeah.
Like in wrestling, yeah.
I think that's what they're called, is belt bunnies. And I was like,
where that came from the back of my brain. Oh, yeah.
like a ring rat. You're not lying.
Oh, my God.
Anyways, so I think she thought like maybe there was something like that going on, but I was like, dude, he was like 10 years younger than me or so, or more.
More.
They were young.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not chasing after
Yeah.
your man.
And I didn't pick up any type of flirtation between
There
you
was
two in
nothing
any
like that.
way.
Yeah, next thing you know, they're fighting, and I'm like, yeah, dude. The friends trying to get me away from the situation. I'm like, I have nothing going on here, people.
The friend was a solid. She was like,
She was rock solid. I loved her.
Yeah, she was awesome.
Yeah, she like pulled us away, but it worked out to our favor because as soon as she pulled me away, I mean, I'm telling you, God has a funny way of hooking me up all the
Yes.
time.
Everything happens for a reason.
So that whole situation happened, and then she like pulled me over to the direction. Boom, walks Bunnie like right out. I got to see her. I stood literally like 2 feet from her at
Yeah.
one point. I was like, I could reach out and touch you if I wanted to. La 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 la.
I'm a rule follower.
But I didn't touch her.
And then you got to give your card too.
Yeah, I gave my card to Haley. I don't know if anything will come. I wrote her too on TikTok, but I mean, I haven't heard anything. So
Not yet.
you got to shoot your shot, though.
Yeah.
You have one shot. So
Yeah. They were great on the show too.
oh, I love their relationship, their
Yeah.
friendship. You know, I always have loved Bunnie and Jelly's relationship. It's kind of like they have the relationship I've always strived for, you know what I mean, and always wanted.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with those girls in her, you know what I mean? They have a friendship that, kind of like how you and I have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was introduced to Bunnie around the same time that I met you. And that was when I started listening to her podcast, and I was like, dang, this is like, you know, their relationship was kind of like how our relationship
Yeah.
was, you know? So, I mean, it doesn't always have to make sense on paper.
Yeah. And I love that they've been doing it for so long and they still get a little nervous.
Yeah, well, but they don't do a lot of live crowd stuff. So I think that's why the nerves started coming out.
But
You know
I
what I
love
mean?
they shared that. They
Yeah.
were open about that. Like
Yeah.
you know, they were very vulnerable and open in that moment.
Well, it goes back to the fact that they're just so like authentic, you know what I mean? And I feel like I'm an authentic person. I just want to be around authentic. And that is hands down, one of the biggest reasons why I have never been able to get myself into like Hollywood or, you know, actors or singers or anything like that, because they're all putting on like a facade and they're all masking. And it's like I've never felt like I had time for that energy. You know what I mean? And that is like the one thing I gravitate towards, people who are just like, listen, this is how I am. You know what I mean? So I love, like, you know, Winona Judge. She's totally authentic. Tammy, authentic. Bunnie, authentic. Dolly Parton, authentic. I mean, they just show up and they're just like, listen, bitch, this is who I am.
Yeah.
Take me or leave me, you know?
My chicken cutlet fell out of my bra when I was crossing the street. I just grabbed it, blew it off, put it back in. Like,
Exactly.
you know, not a lot of people are like, or feel confident or comfortable enough to just kind of be like, you know, hey, like it didn't go the way I thought it would, and that's okay. I just
Yeah.
took another way. And
Yeah, exactly. So I love it. That was a really great experience, and I'm so thankful to the both of you guys. I
Well,
love you
We
both.
wouldn't have known who she was unless I would have met you, you know?
Yeah.
So that was really cool to like, it's always cool like to go,
Never heard of her until I met you.
Yeah.
That's not a slight on her. I just didn't know.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I was thinking about that today. Today, actually, it was like weird, like, you know, random thoughts when you're in a dark room doing services. It's just how it is. I was like seriously thinking about, because her book did hit the New York number one.
oh, good,
Yeah.
good.
And so she's sold, like, you know, whatever it is. I think it's like 250,000 copies or something like that to be able to do it. I don't know. Don't fact check me, because I really don't know the facts. But I do know that she got New York Times bestseller.
That's awesome.
And I was like thinking about it. It's like funny, in my circle, I'll be like, oh, you know, Bunnie XO. And people are like, who's that? Who's Bunnie XO? You know, Jelly Roll's wife. You know what I mean? Like, there's still a lot of people that don't know her, you know, but it's just like crazy to think about how you could still be that popular and things can go that good for him. But I'm so proud of her. And I started reading. I haven't had any time, but that's one thing I did do yesterday. I actually sat down and I started reading, and I read the first 2 chapters.
Nice.
Yeah. Then I had to get up and work.
Yeah.
I wanted to read, but I couldn't.
It was wild when we were sitting there, and she had kind of like she had like the little reels that she was running, the little vignettes she was running while you were sitting. And one of the vignettes that ran through was like her mugshot, like her work she used to do before she does what she does now, photos from an abusive relationship where she had to get photo proof that I guess that she was abused. And I looked at you and I was like, wow, she really does share everything, because you told me that, but I was like, to see it is like, wow, she's very vulnerable and open.
That is like one of the reasons why when I left my relationship with my ex, I felt like I could never speak my truth. I felt like I could never say the words that I wanted to say. And I mean, I hate to say it because I've never been for lying, but there were times I was forced to lie with him over the stupidest, pettiest things. You know what I mean? But I felt like that pressure to lie. So when I broke out of that relationship, I was just like, you know what? That's it. I'm going to own who I am. I can't talk straight, and here I am on a podcast. Okay. Yeah. I can't, all the things that I don't care anymore. I'm just going to be so like authentically me. And a lot of people were at first, when I first started doing that, the circle around me was like, oh, you can't, no, you can't. No, you can't do that. That's not how we do, that's not proper. And I was just like, fuck proper. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't care about that.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to be authentically who I am. And the people who like who I am, those are the people who deserve to be in my circle.
Right.
There's no more me trying to like put myself in a circle I don't belong, or try to be somebody I'm not just so I can fit in a circle. I'm literally just going to be in my circle.
Yeah.
And you could decide to be there, or you could decide not to be there. And it's crazy how your life just like flourishes after that, and then all the right people start coming into your life.
Yeah, because you've made room.
But for me, going through that situation, not knowing if that's the right decision to make, not knowing exactly anything to compare it to, because I feel like people have been masking for so dang long in their lives. I very distracted now.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, we got word from our producer. We got an exciting announcement.
Exactly. Anyways, so when I got to see her, she had her podcast. Somebody told me, like, you should listen to Bunnie XO's podcast. The way you keep saying you're going to be living from now on is like how she talks about being. And so I started listening to her podcast, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, it was just so freeing to know that, like, she says all the inappropriate things. She cusses. She does all these. She's broken. She's battered. She's all these things. And I'm like, she's just like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just like that,
And
so
imagine
it's
like how many people in your life that are going through something like that and you had no idea because they're just too afraid to talk about it.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I now talk about it a lot. I openly will say it, and people are like shocked by the time I say it, but it's exactly like me with saying the R word. I had to learn how to own that word, or that word is going to own you.
Right.
And so now I'm having to do that same thing with my situation that I came out of in my relationship. I have to own the situation so it doesn't own me,
right.
And words are power. People forget about how powerful words are. And I feel like replacing words with words, I feel like, is taking away that person's power. And it's like now making it almost more acceptable.
Yeah.
If you're too afraid to say certain words like rape, you know what I mean? Then now that word has power. It doesn't hold the same thing if you're not calling out that one word if that situation is happening to you because you're afraid to say it.
Right.
Well, then guess what? It's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, there's more chances of it happening. I read that in the psychology book too when I had the kids when they were young. I taught all my kids the proper words. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they knew, it was their penis, it was their vagina, it was their testicles, it was like all these things. And my sisters were like, why do you do that? It's just so weird to have this 2-year-old come up to me and be like, the ball hit me in my testicles. And I was like, I did it because studies have shown, like, if you're calling it a fluffy name, it doesn't feel as threatening to a predator. You know what I mean? But if you're sitting there like, why are you touching my penis? Then all of a sudden they're being approached in an adult manner, and it psychologically messes with people. So that same thing continues with, like, if we're not saying these words. Why are we going off on this tangent? I don't even know, but here we are.
No, I'm listening to you. I mean, I think it's important. I mean, it's important to you because you're a parent. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'm a parent, but I'm also a girl, like you were saying with Bunnie. I mean, she showed her mugshots. That's why we started going off on it. She showed her abuse pictures. You know what I mean? Like, these are real things that people go through. You know what I mean? But if you don't confront it, and you don't use it, and you don't say and talk about it, then all these other people are going through it. And one of my biggest things, and I don't even know if it's an appropriate story to share, but one of the biggest things, I had a client at my table, and she was telling me about her abuse. And then I told her about my abuse, and she was just like, this is going to sound extremely racist. She was all, but I literally didn't know that pretty blonde girls went through the same kind of abuse that I've gone through. Wow. And I couldn't, like I was speechless. And that was when the moment when I was like, all right, we're doing this podcast because I have a story to tell. There's stories to be told. I want those stories to be shared. Like, we don't know how much we're all connected. It doesn't matter, you know, our sex. It doesn't matter what race. It doesn't matter our age. It doesn't matter our gender. It doesn't matter anything like that. We are all so connected. You know what I mean? And so I love the fact that she's just so authentic. She's like, here's my book. I'm going to put it out there. This is what's happening to me. And that was just one of those things I've always just genuinely loved about her.
Right. No, I love that.
I know.
I've got someone special in my life that has a daughter, and I wanted to try to find a book about, like, going through puberty and having your first menses. And I went looking and looking and looking, trying to find a book that was just straightforward, that talked about anatomy and physiology, that talked about what your body goes through. And not only that, but like just the social pressures of being a young lady that age. Yeah. It was so hard to find.
It's hard to find.
I finally found one, and we'll
what about the Judy Blume series?
Well, I wanted something that was like, she has more of an analytical brain, so I wanted to kind of get something that was like, you know, but I mean, I think the is it the Judy Blume series that she actually talks about that. She talks about, I think, like sleepovers, things that can happen on the sleepovers. She talks about starting your period. I think it's that series. Oh, that's cool.
Because I started my period extremely young. Yeah. I was 10 years old. And my daughter was 9 years old when she started. But when I started at 10, my sisters didn't start until 12. So it was like not a conversation at all that my parents felt the need to tell me about, you know? And I was a kid. And I could tell you the day I started, I was like still peeing in front of everybody. Like, I didn't care. I was just a little kid, you know what I mean? And I went and wiped, and I thought I was like, my whole insides were falling apart. I was like, what's happening to me? It is so scary.
It's like a scene from Carrie.
Yes. Like, what just happened?
Yeah. And then it's like, if you don't know what's going on and your peers do, that almost makes it worse, you know?
Well, it was kind of the reverse situation for me because I was so young when I started. There was like one other girl in my class, you know, in our whole entire school, you know, in our age that had started that young. And so I felt like there was nobody to talk to, and those books helped me. But, you know, I talk about that all the time. I'm like, you know, that's why I love the It Ends With Us movie, because the way they portrayed that abuse was like so good, you know what I mean? And I have to see things to be like, I'm a normal person. I'm a normal person.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know. Look into those.
I will.
I'll see if it's the Judy Blume.
Yeah, and I'll share the one I found with you too.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's pretty awesome. But it was a great weekend.
Yeah, it was a good weekend, and I think we needed it. We needed like the rest and the fun, and rest. We got like no sleep.
Yeah, we didn't sleep at all.
All right, I'm going to rephrase that. We needed the fun.
I slept in the car all the way home, so she got ready.
Yeah, she got sleep.
Me and you were over there just looking, hanging out.
I have such a hard time sleeping in a car. I wish I did. I didn't. I wish that
appreciate
was,
you staying awake because I was driving.
yeah. I mean, I wish I was one of those people that could be like in the car. That's how my little brother was. He had like my mom and my little brother. Every time we went anywhere, they would like strip off all their clothes and just like pass out. Like,
Yes.
I'm like, dang it. And be me and my dad, like, do, still dressed, trying to make conversation.
Well, and we also have, hot off the presses from our producer, we have a special announcement. So, on that trip, because each of us purchased tickets and each of us got a signed copy of Bunnie's book, that means you got your own copy, and Chris and I actually got 2 copies, so we have an extra copy. Mm-hmm. So we would like to do a giveaway.
Yeah, we don't know what that looks like yet. We're still going to discuss it.
This week.
We'll post
Yeah.
a video
Yeah.
and we'll do a contest. And
Yeah. Yay, that's going to be
one
so
lucky winner is
exciting.
going to get a signed copy of Bunnie XO's new book.
Yes.
That'll be
You guys will
awesome.
really love it. It's a great story.
Mm-hmm. It is.
All right, so then that brings us to our Jacksonville trip,
Yeah.
which feels like it was like 10 years ago already. 3 weekends ago.
2 weeks. This is 2 weeks ago.
3 weekends. We're on our 3rd Monday since then.
It was 2 weeks ago. Though. 2 weeks ago today, we were in Savannah doing the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it's the 3rd.
Yeah,
Yeah, time really flies.
I know, it really does. So we book a trip to Savannah to interview one of our nearest and dearest like months ago. And me with Kingston and Spence in Jacksonville, I try to get them down there as often as I can so they can visit each other, right? And so I realized, what was it, like mid-January or something like that? I'm like, oh my gosh, like Kingston's going to be going to California with his dad on spring break. And this is like the only 4-day weekend left until, you know, summer. So he's not going to be able to see Spence until summertime.
Yeah.
I got to get down there. So I was already fully booked because this is Valentine's Day, and I was like fully booked by mid-December, early December. And so I'm like, I'm just going to head down after work while you guys get this great idea that you guys are going to come down with me. I'm like, okay, yeah, this will be fun. We haven't done this in a hot minute. And then we'd go to Savannah on our Monday, and then you guys would leave,
Yeah.
and I would head back.
Because we've been trying to get
To
her back on the
Jax.
show. She's kind of a surprise. She was the very first interview we ever did.
Yeah.
As when we started. And she is incredible and was awesome, but we went back and watched and listened, and we just felt like we weren't quite there yet. So
I feel like the interview was awesome, and I was
Yeah.
really impressed with the fact that that was our very first one.
Me
but
too.
our sound, our lighting,
we just
our
wanna
the
polish some things up a
awkwardness,
little bit,
yeah. So I book an Airbnb last minute because that's how Sarah rolls. Okay. And 6:45 p.m. I'm finishing my last client, and we're getting ready after working like an 11-hour day, and we're getting ready to drive to Jacksonville now. I get a notification from the Airbnb. They have declined your booking. I'm like, mother truckers, what do I do now?
Yeah.
So I'm riding Ren and Chris. Chris is already down in Jax. He's got the kids. He's given them a great Valentine's Day, which was amazing. He took them to dinner. He took them to a haunt, took them to a movie. I mean, they really did have a great time down there. And so he's like occupied with all that stuff. I wrap up here at the spa. I go and pick you up, and I'm like, hey, we don't have a hotel.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to check VRBO. And normally I'd be like, no, girl, listen, we're last minute. I'm just finding us a place, and we're booking it now.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of regretful that I didn't do it then, but normally I would have done that. And this time I was like, you know what? No, I have to appreciate who Ren is. I have to let her do her thing. I'm just going to let her do her thing. We're trying to leave town. We're doing all this stuff. you're like, I can't find any
We couldn't
place.
find a single thing.
No.
Again, so just so you know, it's hard in Florida, apparently. We're just going to have to, like, really...
Everywhere it is, apparently.
But even if you pre-book, you can get canceled out. That's
Yeah,
so
because I
crazy.
pre-booked the Airbnb. I mean, it was last minute, but it was still like, I mean, they have like 23 hours or something like that to deny you, and it was like within that 23 hours. Like,
Yeah.
Probably got a better offer.
I think that's what happened. I think they got a better, I mean, because it was so cheap. I had that whole place for like the 3 nights for like $600 or $700. You know what I
They
mean?
realize there's events going on, they can cancel yours out and rebook it again for
Yes.
money.
Which
Yeah.
I know we live in a capitalist society, and I know that's like a thing you can do. But I feel like with that, I feel like there needs to be some sort of policy. I feel like because it's like, what if, like in our case, you're already on the way and it gets canceled? Like,
Yes.
what do you do? You know
I
what
mean, think about it. I was canceled at 6:45 p.m. Most people are checked into their Airbnbs by then.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, anyways, so we spent the entire trip from Warner Robins to Jacksonville trying to get a hotel
Yeah.
booked. I booked one. I tried to get it to you. By the
Yeah.
time you got to
By the
it,
time I opened it, it was gone.
it was gone.
So I kept looking, and every time I'd open something up and go to click on it, it would be gone.
It
Because I
was
think
gone.
A bunch of Airbnbs canceled a bunch of people, or VRBOs canceled a bunch of people,
That's
and
what
they
I-
were just like trying to grab stuff up.
That's what, I don't know what happened, or people didn't last minute. I don't know what happened,
It
but
made me, like this last trip to Tampa, I told Chris, I was like, I'm seriously considering just buying like a really nice camper, and just we don't have to worry about that ever again, because it's like, you know,
like
one
an
more
RV.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
just a gently used one.
Yeah.
You know,
That's a whole other problem,
like
though.
especially for last.
You make it sound like it's so easy, but that's
Because I
not
haven't
easy.
I haven't considered all that, Sarah. I'm still on the newborn.
I'm sorry. Look
the
at
newborn
her
idea
her little
train.
bubble. She's like,
Look at how bright.
She's like, I got this little bubble.
We should buy
and then
a
I
new
come in and I'm
camper.
all.
I know. Here comes the water sign.
I mean, thankfully, out of all the traveling that we've done, this isn't like a common occurrence.
not at all.
It's just been something lately that we've been having to face, which has been crazy. So we get to Jacksonville, we do the exchange, the wife and kid exchange. And you guys go your way, I go my way. I have the kids now. I get to my hotel. It's a ghost. Ghost town. Nothing. Nobody. Nada. I'm calling. The buzzers were broken. The phone outside's broken. The key scanner thing that you would scan, card scanner, broken.
Yeah.
Everything is broken. I'm like, I might be sleeping in my car tonight with these kids. So I finally get a hold of somebody. We get into the hotel, get all checked in. We're walking to our hotel room when you call me and you're like, we can't get a hold of anybody. We've been waiting. There's like 2 people in front of us, da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, well, keep me posted, keep me posted. I walk into my room and there's 2 full beds and a pull-out. I'm like, get over here.
Yeah.
Like, don't even worry about it. Like,
Thank
there's
God.
plenty of place. There's somewhere to stay.
I have never in my life been to a hotel where you had to push a buzzer, and both of us ended up at one like that.
Yeah.
And Chris and I were standing like in the parking lot. We couldn't get in.
You know why? That's because most of the time we are willing to pay a little extra
Yeah.
and go into an actual real hotel
Yeah.
and not these like hotel motel expresses.
Yeah, Holiday Inn. But these are the ones that were left. Like, so they told us to call a number. We called the number. The lady that answered the phone's like, you have to call this other number, and nobody would pick up. And we had to get out of the parking lot because this was a parking lot where, like, if you are not partaking in something, like that's how it looked. You need to be getting out of there. And I was like, okay, we got to go. Like, we just can't stand here
Yeah.
very much longer. We're gonna have to like just drive off. And
Yep.
it was really, and I don't use that word loosely. It was like very sketch. So when you called, I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. So we just like Von Trump family, the whole thing.
Like one tiny bathroom. It was like everybody was like, okay, everybody do the rotation.
Like we're all on tour together. Some weird Brady Bunch, Partridge family situation.
Oh my goodness. It was fun though. We can laugh about it now.
I slept in a chair.
Yeah, Chris slept in a chair. We put him, you and I slept together, the kids slept together, and we put him in the chair. And I was trying to figure out what would be the best least awkward way for everybody, you know what I mean? Because we have Spence, and I don't want them to feel uncomfortable, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is how we'll do it. Poor Chris had to sleep on that roll-out couch, which wasn't.
That's why I chose the chair. That rollout was.
And you slept on the couch. I mean, on the chair.
I put my
Yeah.
feet up on the rollout, and then I slept by the air conditioner and probably froze to death.
That's a whole other story. Chris gets these ideas in his head, and he is like super service, which we appreciate and love. And he'll get this, oh no, I will take the sword for everybody. And we're
Yeah.
like, no, we're all cold.
Yeah. You can turn it up a little bit. It's okay.
No, it's okay. I'll be fine. Don't
be
worry
okay.
about me. We're like, no, we're all freezing.
Please turn the air up.
I was like rolled in the tiniest ball. And the sheets in there were like, it was not a comforter. It was like
No.
2 sheets
Yeah.
on top of you.
Yeah. It's like what they wrap mummies in and stuff.
Yeah, they weren't even like you could see people through them,
Yeah.
okay? They weren't really thick sheets.
Even the ghosts are like, I ain't gonna play with that. I'm good.
You'll see my ghost boobs through
Yes.
that thing. I'm not gonna happen. But we ended up having a good time. We split early. We went up to Savannah, spent the next night in Savannah,
Which was
stayed in a
great.
great hotel that Chris found for us.
The Indigo Hotel Indigo.
Indigo.
Yeah, we love that place. It's
Yeah.
dog friendly too, which is always awesome.
Tessa and I got Chris out to go to some honky tonks, badunkadunk.
Oh, he says, don't play.
He's had 2 country weekends, which I told him this is fitting because I was a good sport and I went to all the things last year.
Yeah.
All the things.
Was that not a good sport?
You were a good sport. There were times you threw a fit, but I can't say anything because I'm super bratty, and there were times last year that I threw fits too. So
Yeah,
I
y'all
can't
are
say
really
anything.
The same person. But it's awesome.
They're all the same people.
I can't say anything, but yes, you were a good sport. Yep. I think we're gonna get him to like country.
No,
He's
no, no.
there's already a couple songs.
Horrible peck.
No. Do you like Old Dominion?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go jam out to it or anything like that because it sounds
He's
like
already turning the
It
tides.
sounds like yacht rock.
But he does not dislike it, so that's a big step.
He doesn't dislike it. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not the worst.
Yep.
I'm not gonna go listen to it. But if it's in your car, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, turn this.
Turn it. Why is this
You're
on?
missing another important thing. You did karaoke again.
Oh, I did karaoke again.
2 songs.
I was pretty wasted, so I don't remember. I'll be just completely authentic. I hadn't drank in a long time, and then I did drink, and it was like I was toasted. I don't even remember the songs. Oh, Hotel California again, and Pictures of You
Yes.
by The Cure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't know the words to any of them, so I was just like making it up as I went.
You have a great
Yeah.
singing voice.
We'll post a video
No,
of it.
definitely do not. I do not have a great singing voice. I have a great, like, I don't know what it is voice.
That's not what it's about. It's about having fun and being silly. It's
Yeah.
not about being American Idol.
Yeah. As everybody's like,
It's not for kids, which I have. But I mean, it's not about
Oh my gosh. But we did have a really good time. I love
We did.
Savannah.
yeah, we had a good time, and we did our interview Monday. You guys left late to Warner Robins, and then I went back to Jack's, and I thought you guys were going to get to your place sooner, but I ended up running extra, so I got there before you guys, or after you guys, but it all worked out.
Mm-hmm.
Got to sleep in a hotel all by myself. I was loving that.
Going from all the family, just like my own room.
Yes, I needed like a people detox.
Mhm. Yeah, introverts do. It's important.
I was like, oh, can I go into my hotel? Spread eagle
We
in
love
my.
introverts. Introverts, they help us make the world go round.
Yes, it was so nice. I loved it. So, anyways, those are our adventures.
Yeah,
We made it.
we did.
We
And
made
you
it
want to
through.
share some unbridled truths too?
Yeah, well, we have our tell we need to talk about first. Let's talk
Yes.
about our tell first. So, you and I are on our health journey this
Yes.
year. And back in December, I went to Dr. Lopez for acupuncture, and you went to Ashley on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
And then a week apart from each other, almost
Yeah.
exactly, I ended up going to Ashley, and then you went to Dr. Lopez. So we
Yes.
need to talk about that.
Yeah.
I'm at the end of my acupuncture now. I only have 3 more treatments
I'm
with
just
her.
starting.
And you're just starting.
Yeah, so we interviewed. I really want to get Ashley Liskey on the show.
Me too.
She's a little shy about it, but she's a nurse in functional medicine, and
No, she's a doctor, isn't she? Or is she a nurse?
I think she's a nurse practitioner.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Okay.
But she's an MD to me. You know?
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, she's got all the training and.
Oh, yeah.
She's
No, I like
incredible.
nurse practitioners honestly better. I think they have a better education.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I really do.
So we actually interviewed Blanca Lopez on the show. It's Acupuncture Lopez episode. If you want to listen to it,
Yep.
and get to know her, and then the way that that Ashley Losky works is she does everything through functional testing. So she'll do a saliva test, a gut test, a blood test, hormone test. I think that's all of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she runs your test through a lab and gets all your results back.
She does something else because she does the scan, the body scan
Oh
test
yeah, and
too.
then she does a body scan that is like the visceral, the BMI, all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Try to figure out where you are. And so I saw her. I was actually misdiagnosed with hypothyroidism, which is fine. It was just I was just going to going to a traditional MD. And she went back and doubled down on my testing and found out I actually have Hashimoto's and that I need to cut out gluten right away. So I said, okay. So I cut out gluten. Holy moly. I literally deflated. I have always kind of been a big girl, but it was almost like I had a lot of inflammation and fluid on my body. And so when I cut out gluten, it was just like I had people coming up to me like, oh my gosh, are you doing the shots? And I was like, no, I just cut out gluten. Apparently it tries to kill me. That's literally what it was.
Well, it's inflammatory, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So all that inflammation.
Yeah. So that's helped a lot. And then we're trying to kind of get my gut biome back to a healthy place. Then I went to Blanca Lopez. I did my first round of acupuncture. That was incredible. She's so good.
I love her.
I would love to try to express to you what it's like, but it's so hard to put into words. It's just such a healing space. She's incredibly thorough. She makes you feel incredibly safe. If you're nervous or it's something, I mean, I'm familiar with it because we grew up out in Southern California. And so acupuncture, physical therapy, chiropractics, that was kind of always something you could just go do
Yeah.
when we lived out there. And it wasn't like, this isn't medical. It was all kind of married together very well. At least back then it was. And then, so I was used to it. But if you've never done it and it's something you're thinking about doing, she's amazing to go to because she'll break down everything. She
Yeah.
breaks down the Chinese medicine, the Western medicine.
Yeah.
She tells you exactly what you're going to feel, and
Yeah.
she's constantly is asking you questions.
She talks about your elements and all that kind of stuff
and
too.
you're not on some cold table. You're on this very warm,
Yeah.
comfortable sort of chair. I mean, it you just kind of feel kind of cradled, so it was great. And it was really cool too because she's got these little fish in the fish tank.
I know. They make me want a fish tank.
Yeah.
I used to have one when I was younger, and I
Yeah.
was like, I want one so bad.
They're
again.
little comets, and they're very. You tell her happy, they're very active. And then she got to the part where there's a part where she's trying to balance you. So she might be stimulating certain acupuncture points or trying to calm some down. So part of what she does is a little battery with the little
Jumpers.
little
It
jumper
is. I mean,
cables,
it is like little jumper cables. I mean, and she hooks them up to you, and she has to hook them exactly she starts with the negative and ends
Yeah.
with the positive, and then she crosses them,
Yeah.
and then the electricity goes through your body.
Yeah.
Through your trowel that you're going through, whatever one we're going through.
Because in my case, one of my channels just had no energy at all. It was just flatlined. So she was trying to kind of turn that one up a little bit. And it was the coolest thing. She goes she starts hooking things up. And I looked up and looked at the fish tank, and the fish were like this. Just like this, like watch it. I go, your fish are really into this. And she looked, she goes, they are, aren't they? It was so awesome. But it was like so cool, like to have everything kind of go like full circle like that.
Yeah. Well, so about my elements, she had said that I was like perfectly balanced with earth, water, and fire.
Mm-hmm.
And I had actually done some tests with you, and I had screenshotted it, and it was perfect. I am like 30%, 30%,
Tridoshic and
30%.
Ayurveda, yeah, which is like really rare. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're almost completely tridoshic, so you're really balanced.
Yeah, that's what she was saying. It's just that other one I only have like 10% of or whatever it is.
And if you want to know more about Ayurveda, if you'll go back and listen to Leaf's episode, he is an Ayurvedic practitioner, and his information is in that show. So if you ever want to make an appointment to find out what your dosha is,
Yeah.
that's one of the people to go to.
I should go up and actually have him read me right, because I feel like the one I do online is not like completely accurate with me.
And Meredith's husband too does it too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Meredith's husband too. Yeah.
So we interviewed her as well.
Yeah, I think hers is coming out in a couple weeks. So,
but it's just something cool. Like I feel like there's just different ways to get to one place. And if you've been trying one way for a while and you feel like you're still feeling kind of sluggish, or you're having a lot of inflammation or pain, or you're just feeling like not quite right, and I think it never hurts to kind of attack things at different angles, you know.
So here are the things that I feel like, since I'm at the end of it. When she's hooking it up and you're like not really thinking about it, I was like, oh, this is interesting. You know what I mean? Like, and I didn't really know if I noticed anything, but now that we're at the very end, I was like, you know what? I used to have that diverticulitis type pain in that left side, like all the time, all the time. And I don't get it anymore.
Yeah.
Even if I eat like chia seeds or popcorn or, things like that, I don't have it at all anymore.
That's awesome.
Okay. I don't know if it could heal everybody, but it did work for me. And then immediately I noticed my arthritis. I mean, we work with our hands. I work with my hands a lot. My thumbs some days will hurt so bad and they'll be so weak while I'm trying to work. But she's done that treatment on me, and I haven't had any issues.
Yeah.
No issues at all.
And when you get with Ashley too, it's gonna bolster that, because Ashley was explaining that it's an overgrowth of a bad bacteria in your gut that actually allows that inflammation that causes arthritis to kind of overrun your body.
It makes sense. I believe it. So, so those are some of the interesting, since I am kind of at the end. We are going to do the dragons. You have to do the dragons inner and then the dragons outer. She says I won't really see anything from the dragons inner or outer, but it has to clear the field for what's going on with the dragons inner.
Yeah.
I know me personally, since I was in that relationship, that I've been holding on to like so much stress in my psoas muscles. And I mean, I'm so much better now. I mean, if you guys remember, I would be wiggling like nonstop. My hips hurt so bad. It was like my hips, my tailbone. I mean, there are days that I could barely drive. It just, the pain. And I had the sciatic on both sides. And the chiropractor did definitely help. I mean, he was like working all of that out, but I really feel like releasing some of the stuff that she's been doing through acupuncture it's just like finally like clearing it out, like I felt like the chiropractor was like adjusting me and getting me back into order. But then I feel like I would go back out of order because I still had all that emotional trauma built up in there. You know what I mean? And so now she's like clearing it. I mean, I was going to the chiropractor once a week, then it was like every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. I mean, now it's like I miss my appointment. I'm just in the habit of going every 3 weeks.
Right.
I miss my appointment. I feel fine. You know what I mean? Not that I want to get out of the habit of completely like not going to them at all, but I know a lot of it was like that emotional.
Yeah.
And she gives you such a safe place to just go there. You can kind of talk. I feel like what we give other people is what I get from her.
I agree with that.
Because I get to sit there and I'm like, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then...
Well, and it's funny, too, because things we talk about as close friends, like things that you see in me, they'll come up in the session, which is wild. Like, nothing she did ever really hurt. Some things would feel itchy. And then she did this one point, like, on this like meridian on my wrist, and she went ahead and tapped it in real gently. It really felt like she was singeing me with like a cigarette. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like a physical singe.
Was it when she was doing your did she put the needle in, or was it when she was doing your
It was when she was doing the needle. That when I say this,
Okay.
it didn't physically feel like she was singeing me. I was like, ow, that burns. She just tapped it in, and like the best way I can explain it is like energetically, it's like, you know, when something kind of hot is coming towards your skin and you feel it before it touches. It was that kind of sensation.
Yeah.
So I wanted you to know she did not hurt me.
Yeah.
But it felt like I was being singed by like a ghost cigarette. That's the best way I can explain it. And I go, whoa. I said, that one is like spicy. And she goes, oh yeah, that's your grief. And I was like, ah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
There were ones that she did like that for me. And I mean, the craziest thing is I was given some news that kind of shocked me right before I went into her, not this last time, but the time before. No, it was like 3 weeks ago, or 3 times before. And when she went to go put my Truth Center one in, and it's like right up here at the top of your head, it bent 3
wow.
of her needles. And she's like, you have something you're not willing to talk about.
Wow.
And I was like, yep. Yep, I have something I'm not willing to talk about.
like a vault.
Yeah. So it's crazy. I mean, a lot of people could feel like it's woo-woo, but I really do believe in that stuff.
Yeah.
I do. I believe that we have the power to heal within our own body.
Oh yeah.
And we just don't.
And as humans, we've been doing it longer than we haven't.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly it. So I'm really excited. I highly recommend acupuncture. I mean, my mom's going to it. It like has gotten rid of like her swelling in her knee and her arthritis. My really good friend in Tennessee, she went and did it when she got her Bell's palsy, and her face was back to normal within 3 weeks. I mean, I've seen people with Bell palsy, it lasts years.
Yeah.
And then my dad did it for his baritis in his shoulder, and he swears by it. He swears by acupuncture, says it helps. So, I mean, there were people in my family who had done it. This is just my first time ever doing it,
Yeah.
you know? And I think it works,
Yeah, my
for
mom
sure.
used to have it done for her asthma, and it worked great. It was back when cupping used to be like actual sake glasses, and they heat them up with a lighter and expands the porcelain. You put that on the skin. Now they just use a silicone, or they use a glass with the pumps. But it was really cool to, like, when I was a kid, to watch that. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this is so neat.
Yeah.
It sucks all the stuff out of her lungs. You know? And then we have, what else are we talking about for our Unbridled Truths?
We have, you have your story you're going to share.
Yeah. Okay. All right. This is our fess.
Yes.
I like this one.
I know, it's one of the cutest ones we've had.
It is. Okay. All right, here we go. I'm 1.5 feet taller than my wife. So when I take a shower, I make sure to set the shower head as high as possible. Then when she gets in, she can't reach it to lower it, and she has to call me in. So I get to see her naked. She has yet to realize that the setting is too high even for me. Not that she can't see her. Not that I can't see her naked pretty much any time, but still, it's the little things, which I think is like so romantic.
I thought it was so cute.
I know. God bless y'all for still having it.
I
think
know.
That's so sweet.
I know. What a sweet little story, a little man story.
That's so sneaky, like so sneaky sweet.
He's like, oh, too bad. It's too high.
Yes.
I hope we didn't blow his cover now.
No, hopefully not. No names. We didn't say any names.
Yeah, we
so.
didn't say any names.
But if you're a lady listening,
Yeah, and she's like, wait, my husband is 1.5 feet taller.
yeah, and my shower head's always high too.
Yeah.
Just keep it to yourself. let him.
I know who this is. All right, so we've had a listener call in asking us about the snail mucin.
Yes.
I have not really dug too much into that, just like a little itty bitties. I know it's high in copper, and I know it's high in iron, which I am very big on.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited about our new line on Eminence. I know that's a little side story.
I know.
But I was actually working on that order today,
Yeah,
so that's
I
why
did
I was
too.
like...
I couldn't wait to get that. I'm so excited that came out. We carry a line called Eminence. I wasn't even planning on plugging this, but
I know. We were not planning on plugging it.
so with like I do, like I'm under a medical director and do microneedling, and when you do microneedling, you open these channels in the skin, and not a lot of things you can use post microneedling because it can go into those channels. So Eminence didn't have anything like that. So full transparency, I was kind of shopping around looking for something I could bring in that I could use, because post microneedling, it's amazing.
Right.
Thank God Eminence formulated something that we can use like literally immediately post like very like intense services. So like if you are getting like CO2 treatments, laser, anything like really intense like that, is an incredible line. It's got like, what is it, 3% copper, which is high for retail.
Yeah, I think it's 3%.
No fragrance. You can put it right on. It reduces inflammation.
Yep.
And it increases like collagen and
Yeah.
the results. So I'm so excited about it.
Well, I have 3 different kinds of psoriasis, and my nose, like, it just gets the scaly one, whatever it is. I don't know the names of them all. There's 3 of them. I don't pay attention. Anyways, my nose gets so scaly, and certain spots will get so scaly, and they don't bug me for the most part, but sometimes they do kind of get like kind of tender. I put that copper on there. Within a day, it was like half gone.
Yeah.
It was just a little sample that we got from her, like
Yeah.
the little bit that she gives us whenever we were in our class.
Yeah.
So and then I did a facial with you, and you gave me that sample, which we still haven't gotten ours. That's a whole side story.
Yeah, it might have gotten like just lost. They did say that I think some accounts they got lost in the mail, but yeah.
Yeah, so I've been just milking that little, just putting it when I have the psoriasis breakout. But it's helping my psoriasis is the whole point, you know, which is really cool. I'm super excited. Okay, so back to the snails.
Well, I think that's would be a great point, is that the snail mucin has a lot of benefits to it, but I feel that chemistry in skincare has come so far that now there's a lot of other ways to kind of achieve those results. But if snail mucin is still what you are wanting to go for, I would definitely just do your research and find a company that's been around for a long time and tries to do as ethical of a practice as they possibly can.
Yeah.
Extracting the mucin. That's kind of the main thing I would look for if it were me. Because I feel that Korean skincare is kind of a buzz right now, and it's getting really huge, and a lot of people are retailing it. But from what I've learned in the research I've done, many people who live in Korea will tell you in Korea, Korean skincare is very affordable. Very affordable. But then out here in the States, it's because it's kind of becoming a buzz thing, it's almost double, triple the price it's supposed to be.
Right.
And you still have to look at your ingredients, because therein goes again the regulations for different countries. A company can say, I can make this product in a certain country and then resell it and say, oh, it's this kind of skincare. So you kind of have to be a sleuth and kind of be your own sort of detective and really get familiar with your ingredients. And remember, it's just like baking. Whatever that first few ingredients are, that can make up potentially the largest percentage of whatever product's in the bottle. So if your first ingredient's water, that's already kind of a no-go.
Yeah.
You know, and then kind of start to go down the list. If you see something you don't recognize, go ahead and just research it. What is that ingredient? Where is it derived from? And you're going to get some great results just doing that and being more aware of what you're putting on your skin every day.
Well, and I think a lot of people forget too that these companies, when they mass produce them, you lose a lot of quality.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's one thing you and I have always talked about with Eminence. Like, we're hoping Eminence never gets to that point.
Right.
Because we love it so much.
Yeah.
You know, and it is good product right now.
Yeah. They still pay a third party to blind test the products, which ethically is amazing. Because then if they get any type of negative review, they can go back and reformulate.
Right.
But they don't own the lab that's testing the products, so they can't skew the results one way or the other.
Right.
Also, whatever their main ingredients are when they first develop the product, that's what's in the bottle. It's not the main recipe put into a vat with emulsifiers and water.
Yeah.
That's the other thing you have to look out for, is what percentage you see on the bottle. Is that what is in your product you just purchased? Or was that the original percentage in the recipe before it's diluted in the emulsifiers and water? How many additives are in the product? Because once you start to look at additives, your first few ingredients are going to get diluted about this much.
Yeah.
So now your 5% retinol could now actually be 1%. But in the original recipe, it was at a 5. So that's
Yeah.
the kind of, I mean, that's not the great example, but that's.
But I mean,
kinda what you wanna
that's a
look for.
good point to point out because I mean, it may say something, but like you say, once you're diluting it, you're diluting it.
Right.
You know. So, and I think CosRx was like the one that we've seen. That was like the best. Both you and I in our research.
Yeah, you and I kind of came together and kind of
Yeah.
compared notes, and that seemed to be one that was like, that really had like a lot of shout outs on it. And they've just been they've been around for a long time. Yeah. So they were founded in the early 2010s. They've been around for a while. It's all one word, CosRx, COSRX, Advanced Snail 96 Mucin Power Essence. And then, of course, if you have a product that you've been using, whether it's snail mucin or not, and you want to shout it out, let us know. Like, we love to hear what you all like. Or
Yeah,
into.
for sure.
You want to try our spas, get our new medical line in, I think this week or next week. So if you want to swing by and grab a sample and try something, we'll have samples.
Yeah, we will. I'm so
Yeah,
excited.
me too.
So excited. I didn't get my order placed, but I got 2 tomorrow or sometime very soon.
Yes. And Unbridled Truths, these are your stories. We want your stories, confessions.
Yes.
We always keep them anonymous.
Always, unless you ask.
Unless you specify.
Yeah.
If there's a topic you want us to talk about in the show, if you have questions about things, we're 2 estheticians, so we can always answer skincare questions, spa questions. But if it kind of goes out of that wheelhouse, like, please let us know. Like, and if we don't know, we know someone that we can ask and get more information from.
We do have a lot of resources between you and
Yeah.
me. We both have a lot of resources. You have a lot of Georgia resources since you've been here for a lot longer, but I have like my other California resources. So there's definitely resources to help out. All right. Anything else you need to share?
I love you.
I love you.
Miss Fran.
I feel like I haven't seen you in like 10
I know, I
years.
feel like I haven't either. It's crazy.
You can email us at unbridledthoughts143@gmail.com. And then you can also find us at Unbridled Thoughts Podcast on all our socials.
Like and subscribe to our YouTube.
Yes.
Like and subscribe to our YouTube because that thing is blowing
Y'all
up.
You guys are ring the bell.
Ring
Smash that
our
button. You guys are
bell.
popping us off on YouTube.
Ring our bell.
So thank you so much. And we're getting close to our 1-year anniversary.
Oh my gosh, I know.
So we have a goal for that. We have a big goal. We'll share that with y'all later. But if you guys could just share,
Yeah.
we're kind of getting close to like a big, huge, like paramount goal for us. And y'all are getting us there. So I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, we're excited. I can't believe. I feel like we keep extending the goal because we were like, okay, if we get this many within a year, and now we're like this many. I need to go back to our book because I wrote it out in the book when we first started.
Yeah.
I need to go back to the book and see what we're hoping for.
I know, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Our manifestation book.
our little manifestation book. All right. With that said, that's a wrap.